Hello friends, welcome to Code with Kartiki. Today we are going to see primitive data types in Python. In primitive data types, we have four primitive data types. Already I have explained you. Primitive data types are the basic or fundamental data types in Python. To represent numerical data, we have int and float. To represent single or group of characters, we have str data type. To represent logical conditions, that is true or false, for that we have boolean data type, that is bool. Then to represent complex numbers, we have complex data type in Python. So whenever you want to represent numbers in your program, at that time you have to use this number data type. So we have int and float data type in Python. Whole numbers are represented using int or integer data type. Example is 24. So whole numbers means the number which is not having decimal point. So such numbers are whole numbers. So age is equal to 24 is a whole number. In Python, whenever we define a variable, at that time we don't specify data type of that variable. Python automatically determines its data type at execution time, right? So internally this data is this is whole number. That's why data type of this variable age is int. If you want to find data type of any entity in Python program, you have to use type function. So we will see that practically later. Then numbers which with decimal point are represented using float data type. So if your number is having some, if your number have decimal point, so that number is represented using float data type. So here I have taken pi is equal to 3.14. So this is the float data type variable. So we will see this practically. Now we will see number data type practically. First we will see int. So for example, I have variable age is equal to 24. So this is the whole number. It is of integer data type. So I want to check its data type. For that I have told you there is type function, type age. So if I run this program, so this is class int, right? So in this way, as it is a whole number, its data type is int. So here we are getting class int because whatever this variable, integer variable is there, it is object of this int class. Remember this, everything in Python is an object, right? So that's why we are getting here class int. So this is the int data type. Then for example, I have next is float. To represent float, for example, I have variable pi is equal to 3.14. So we will check its data type using type function pi. So we got here class float. So whatever this variable data, variable pi is there, it is object of this float class. That's why we got here data type as class float. The next one is single or group of characters, that is str. So that is the str data type. So we have group of characters. You want to represent name of a person, name of city, so it can contain group of characters, or it, if it is single character also, it will be considered as a string data type in Python. Whether it is a single character or group of characters, these are string data type in Python. There is no differentiation between single character and group of characters. Both are considered as a string data type. So here I have given here example, gender is equal to m. So here single character is used, so it is also of integer, sorry, it is also of string data type. And here city is equal to Bengaluru I have taken, it is also of string data type. So we will see this practically. So now we are seeing strings, it is str, right? So I have taken here gender m, so it is single character, and we will check its data type gender. and if I run this program, so now here it is giving class str. It is of string data type, that's why we got here class str. Now we will take city Delhi and we will print its data type. Now if I run this, I got here class str. So in this way, if you have single character or group of characters, you can represent here. So whenever you are representing the string data, you can use either single quotes or double quotes. So for example, I have taken here single quotes, I can take here double quotes also. It is also fine. You can use single or double quotes, but don't do mixing of single and double quotes. So if I run this, I got here error, syntax error, end of line while scanning string literal. So it is not allowed mixing of single or double quotes. You have to use either single or double quotes, right? So in this way, it is successfully executed. Next is logical. So boolean true or false conditions are represented using bool or boolean data type, right? So it has only two values, true and false. So whenever you want to represent these conditions, logical conditions, true and false, at that time you can use this bool data type. So it has only two values, true and false. For example, I have taken here stpass is equal to true, means here I want some condition should be true, so that's why I have taken here boolean data type. Now we are seeing boolean data type. So I will take here variable stpass is equal to true. So you have to use here capital T only, and this is true and false. These are the keywords in Python. Now I will print its data type on the console. stpass. It is class bool, right? So in this way, if you have true and false conditions like that data, at that time you can use this boolean data type. To represent complex numbers in Python, we have complex data type. So complex numbers have real and imaginary part. So those are the complex numbers. So these are used in scientific calculations. So for example, I have taken here one example, 18 plus 4j. So here 18 is real part and 4j is imaginary part. So in this way, complex number is represented. So here compulsory you have to use j only, you can't use I. Now we will see complex numbers practically. So for example, I have here number is equal to 18 plus 4j, right? So this is the complex number, as here 18 is real part and 4j is imaginary part. So I will print data type of this on the console. It is complex. So we will print this number on the console. Print number. So complex number is shown in this way in Python, and its data type is complex, right? So in this way, this is the real part and this is imaginary part of complex numbers, and these numbers are used in scientific calculations. Here I am telling you two important functions in Python, type function and id function. So these are most commonly used in debugging code. So type already we have seen, it gives data type of an entity. Then id is there to get address of an entity. So how to use this? So whenever you want to use this type function, so you have to use type, and in brackets you have to provide the entity name, which which data type you want to find, right? So that you have to give. And id is there, so id function you have to use id, and in brackets you have to give entity name, which address you want to find. In this way you have to use this type and id function. We already know how to use type function. We will see now id function to get address of a variable. So for example, I want to get address of this number variable. For that I have to use id function. I need to pass here the variable name which address I want to find. So if I run this, so I got here this number. So this is big number, so that is the address of this variable, right? So in this way we have seen primitive data types in Python. Thanks for watching the video, and if you like the content of my channel, please subscribe and press bell icon to get notification. And if you have any doubt, you can comment below.